this is my pitch. Come to the city of Detroit, deploy your technologies. We'll help you. We'll help you identify the business model. We'll help you build that business case. And then I'll even actually go with you to your next city market you want to go to once we've proved it here in Detroit. And I'll help explain to them why it works. I'll help explain to them why this is the right solution for them. I'll help explain, what our experience has been. So that's part of my pitch to industry. And so far I've been getting a really, really good response from industry on that. So we're very excited. So I didn't give you too much, but there's some really, really exciting things that are happening. And we're really just, looking at what the future of Detroit looks like with big smiles on our faces.
So if there's it sounds like if you're a technology company out there and you want Tim to become an advocate and a salesperson for you, there's a path there.
All you got to do is you got to just want to do it in Detroit. And if we do it here together first, then I'll support you in calling on the next city, right? And giving I'll come in, I'll give my 5 minutes of saying, hey, I think this is why you guys need to listen to such and such company. Here's what we did here. I'll give them the blueprint. I'll say this is what we did.
Yeah.
Right? I want to build the blueprint with you first. And so
yeah, and I mean I'd also throw in you mentioned AV deployments and said names like LA, Las Vegas, Arizona, maybe you didn't mention, but Arizona, Texas, Florida, all those states have something in common about and for decent reason why people piloted there because of the weather, but it's a different level of proof of concept and validation of the technology as well as the business if someone is able to come up and be successful in our environment up here.
Completely agree, right? So and that's scary for these companies, right? Again, what I mentioned, you get a lot of investment from venture capital and in the capital markets, right? Those investors want a return, and those companies are trying to work as quickly as they can to generate revenue, and I don't blame them, right? That's their reality. The city of Detroit presents a unique, in terms of autonomous vehicles, right? Presents a very unique challenge in that we have all 4 seasons, right? And at least 50% of the time, you're not going to have those ideal weather conditions, right? You're going to have the rain or the snow or the leaves falling or whatever it might be, right? But we are willing to work with you to understand what you need from a technology standpoint, right? Do you need fiber across certain areas of the city so that you have dedicated access to be able to put up hardware so that your vehicles can navigate the roads, right? Even if they can't see. One such partnership is Cavnu, right? So Cavnu is an Alphabet spinoff that is located heavily in the city of Detroit. They have signed on with the state for the nation's first autonomous vehicle corridor between Detroit and Ann Arbor. We're working with them on a number of different activities to try and support their efforts to grow here, right? And that's exactly the type of relationship that I want. So they're trying to actually create that roadway of the future in their first stretch of Michigan Avenue that they'll be deploying sometime in the next couple of years. We've got Michigan Avenue, which is one of our main thoroughfares in the city of Detroit, which is slated for a full redevelopment. So when that redevelopment happens, then we'll actually be putting dedicated autonomous vehicle and transit lanes in that roadway. And then Cavnu will be coming in and installing their infrastructure on top of that to allow those vehicles to communicate, right? So we're building those things today, right? And we're not thinking about, hey, this one little section. We're thinking about, again, a stretch of tens of, if not 100 miles. I don't know the exact distance off the top of my head. I want to say it's about 80, if I remember correctly. But from Detroit to Ann Arbor, right? So we're talking about a significant stretch of roadway. It's not just a little teeny tiny testing environment, right? It's a real world application, and that's what we're trying to emulate with all of our approach to our projects. So,
yeah. Any other projects that you want to highlight and talk about, kind of what's going on within the city limits?
I could talk about a million different things here. All I'll say is I'll give a quick pitch for Michigan Central. Okay, which I know you're familiar with, but for the audience's benefit, so Michigan Central is our old train station in the city of Detroit. It's an iconic structure that had sat for 30 plus years in ruins, essentially, right? And the Ford family acquired it, and they have been investing. I think it's coming towards $1 billion now, right, into that building and the surrounding campus. And they've set up a nonprofit called Michigan Central that will manage and activate about 32 acres worth of a campus across multiple buildings. And they're creating the world's premier mobility hub right here in the city of Detroit. And so what we have had in this state for a very long time is the talent and the thought leadership and all that brain power around mobility solutions. What we have lacked is kind of a single destination to really harness all of those talents in one place. We've convened in multiple places across the state, and we've done a really, really good job. But I think what this is the opportunity to do is to take all those efforts and elevate them to a whole new level and create more space for entities outside of the state of Michigan to come here, right? To come to the city of Detroit and to participate in this ecosystem that we're building for industry, to partner with each other, to partner with the city, to partner with the state. So my team is playing a very active role in what that whole campus and ecosystem becomes. We're really excited about it. And I think it has the potential to not just transform Detroit, but transform mobility across this entire nation, right? So it's going to focus on, public-private partnerships. It's going to focus on training. It's going to focus on policy. It's going to focus on data. It's going to focus on all aspects of this new mobility ecosystem and where it's headed. So I'm regularly having conversations with private companies, that are interested in, hey, we see all the activity you guys have going on in Detroit, and I start to talk about this campus and what it's all meant to be, and they're like, that sounds like something I need to be a part of, right? And what people often find when they come to the city is we have a tremendous amount of opportunities to network, right? The number one question we always get from outside companies is, oh, if I come to Detroit, can you get me in touch with your OEMs, right? I know if I could get in touch with them, I could get a contract. And I have to tell them, hey guys, that's not what we do, right? Because I'm not an extension of them, and I can't force feed them like, hey, these companies want to come here, you got to talk to them. That's not how it works. But we have done such a great job in this community, right? And so I'm not, claiming this credit for all mine, I'm claiming this for industry and the community that exists here in the city of Detroit to create these networking opportunities. Those stakeholders from those OEMs, they come to those networking events regularly. All you have to do is show up, participate in the ecosystem, and you get those one-on-one conversations. You don't need me to make those introductions for you, right? I'll make the introduction to the networking, groups, and then, you come here, just be present in the city of Detroit, and you see how much opportunity there is. And every single entity that we brought to the city of Detroit and engaged in that way has come back wanting to set up an office, even if it's just, one or two people. They want to have a physical presence here in the city of Detroit. And so that's something that's really powerful. And so that's why I have so much faith in what this opportunity could be and will be for the city of Detroit. And it's not just, the last thing I want to say on this, sorry to keep talking so much, but you can tell that I'm excited about this, it's not just opportunities for outside companies to come to Detroit, okay? It's opportunities for Detroiters to go, and again, I mentioned training is a big component of this, right? One of the first partners that Michigan Central announced was Google. So Google is actually coming. They're going to be part of the Michigan Central ecosystem, and they're going to offer training programs to anybody in the city of Detroit that will provide them with training. I think specifically they're starting out in the IT space. IT is going to play a huge role in the future mobility, by the way. But they're starting out in the IT space. You can take one of their accelerated training programs. I think it's like 10 weeks or 3 months, 4 months, something like that. So it's an accelerated program. And there are more than 150 nationwide companies that have signed on, Ford is one of them, to accept that training in lieu of a college degree, right? So in lieu of an associate's or a bachelor's degree in IT, they will accept that certificate and you'll be eligible for any of their jobs that require that, right? So they're rethinking what this next generation or truthfully, actually the current generation of talent needs to look like and what the opportunities need to look like. So we're trying to create opportunities for every single level here in the city of Detroit. I'm done.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. And I don't know, I tend to share some of the same enthusiasm in that. I mean, so originally I kind of work and live in this area. When I moved back here from out of state 6 years ago, it was kind of, I don't know, my family's here. I grew up in the Detroit area. It's kind of a good enough place. I like living here, but especially after the pandemic, and I'm not after the lockdown and the pandemic. So the last, I don't know, this year, 2022 or so. And I don't know if this is more of a function of me maturing in this ecosystem, or if it's more this ecosystem maturing, or many different factors. But yeah, it's certainly, it's exciting, and it's on a weekly basis where I feel like I'm having, whether it's at a networking event or these types of discussions in the area. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on in here within the city limits of Detroit. A lot of excitement from the people who have grown up here, as well as those who are coming into this area to do work. And I think, you'd be hard pressed, despite your independent of where my family is, you'd be hard pressed to get me to go someplace else at this point.
Yeah, no, it's a great place to be. And honestly, I truly feel like I have the best job in the best city at the best time right now.